दोस्तों ये जो वीडियो है ना इट इज़ वेरी 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 इंटरेस्टिंग क्योंकि मैं हूं अभी Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit में जहां पे मेरे हाथ में है ये चिप। दिस इज़ द न्यू Snapdragon 8 Elite। इस फ़ोन में भी यही चिप लगी है। एंड गाइज अभी आज इस वीडियो में आप आगे देखते रहिए, हम बात करने वाले हैं Qualcomm के ग्लोबल प्रेसिडेंट और सीईओ क्रिस्टियानो से, और इनफैक्ट Qualcomm के ग्लोबल चीफ मार्केटिंग ऑफिसर डॉन से भी। जानते हैं कि क्या नया हो रहा है इस चिप के साथ एंड हाउ एग्जैक्टली Qualcomm इज ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग दिस टेक स्पेस अपनी इन्हीं पावरफुल चिप्स के साथ में। नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है गौरव, आप देख रहे हैं टेक्निकल गुरुजी। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। Today is very special because I am here at the Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit, and with me I have got Cristiano, who is the global president and CEO of Qualcomm. And today I am gonna talk to him about the new announcements. हम जानेंगे कि क्या कुछ Qualcomm नया कर रहा है, basically बहुत कुछ। Cristiano, first of all, congratulations for this amazing event. I mean, nice location, nice demos, great announcements all together. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very mumuch. And thank you for being here with us. I think it's to have all of you come in. It's what makes this event so special. Yeah. So thank you.
Pleasure. Cristiano, mobile phones, or let's say the PCs, they have become so integral part of our lives that we'd always want to expect for them to be able to do more and more and more and more. And I'm sure for you as a brand, definitely it's a huge challenge that how do you beat your own records? And we have seen year on year that every year you always surprise us with something new. This year, again, I was not expecting that the kind of benchmark, charts that you are showing, that this is what is possible in this tiny package. How do you feel about it?
We're excited. I think we're super happy. Look, this is the story of Qualcomm. This is the story of Snapdragon. We need to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We have to reinvent ourselves every time. Actually, as a matter of fact, success today is Snapdragon Summit. It just means we have to work harder for next year. But it's an exciting time for the company, for the industry. We're restoring the performance leadership to the Windows ecosystem. To what we're doing with X Elite is now the performance champion of all mobile laptops. And if you look, what happened is what actually enable AI to come to PCs with the Copilot Plus PCs. Yeah. We're doing the same thing now in mobile, restoring the performance leadership to Android ecosystem. We're revolutionizing cars. So it's an exciting time for the company. It shows that truly Snapdragon is everywhere. Yeah. And we want to enable this future based on technology and processing capabilities, not only to run everything we do faster, but to enable this new AI use cases.
You just said Snapdragon is everywhere. And I think it's very important that we tell all the viewers that it's not just in the smartphones or the PCs, maybe in the watches, even in these glasses.
Yes.
It's like, even in cars, for example. So I think practically it's everywhere, we can say that.
Yes. Here's how I like to describe it. Yeah. And especially how we think about our products. They're branded Snapdragon, the Snapdragon family of products. Mm-hmm. I said in the keynote, like for example, thinking about data center becoming bigger and bigger. That's what the cloud is. Mm-hmm. And that's moving to where energy is, right? Because of so much energy is required. Yeah. Snapdragon is different. Snapdragon is where the people are. So every time a human is using a computing device, behind that screen is a Snapdragon, and on the other side of the screen is a human. Yeah. And that's how we think about the Snapdragon and all of the different devices we can enable. It's in your phone, it's in your watch, in your earbud, it's in the glass like the one you're wearing. It's going to be in your PC, and it's going to be in your car. And I think that's the future of Snapdragon. That's what we're trying to bring to the show, innovation across all those industries. And it actually shows really the potential of this platform to be a part of our digital lives going forward.
So, like all these devices that we have, AI has been the buzzword last 2 years, but I think more importantly, it's the on-device AI which is like, again, very crucial for the users. Maybe you not want to send your data to the clouds, maybe you are in a location wherein there is no network. So on-device AI becomes very important. And I think Qualcomm is the one who's taking this, step ahead in terms of, making people able to use AI on their devices. And now we have seen in terms of the mobile processors, or even the AI PCs, that you have on-device AI, and you just spoke about on-device AI in cars. How exactly that translates to like a better user experience?
Yes. When you think about on-device AI in general, look, I can give you many, many reasons why that's going to develop, but I'm going to just pick three reasons. One reason is what I try to describe and show this vision. One thing that AI enables on-device is a new shift in user experience. Now the computer understands human language. Now the computer understands what you see, what you hear, what you say, what you write. So that's one reason that you're going to have a lot of on-device AI, is changing the construct of what you run on computers and what the experience that the computer provides to you. And that's where we're going to see this new type of AI first experience, which you need AI running on device to be right there interacting with you. That's one reason. The second reason is, how do you create an experience that is personalized to you? Your device knows who are you, where are you. You just gave me an example that you have today on your smart glasses. You know the context around you, and it has the ability not only to personalize, but to keep your data private. That's another reason it's going to run on a device, because it's about understanding your intent and dealing with your data, your context, in a very private way. That's the second reason. The number three reason, it's going to democratize AI. It's going to make sure that AI is running in the palm of your hand, and you have the ability to bring that AI capabilities to everyone. Those are enough reasons. There's more, but that's why we're so excited about what's going to happen at the edge. And it's going to happen on devices. I talk about phones. On the comment you made about cars, it's incredible. When you are behind the wheel, a natural language interface is it's the interface that you're going to use. You're going to talk to the car, and you'll be able to see some of those use cases. When you get entertained from the car, you get productive in the car, you communicate on the car, and that's a whole new paradigm shift in computing.
Cristiano, you just gave like so many examples, and even at the keynote, like I think now the bar is even more high with the Orion coming to the smartphones. But you just said that we are just getting started. So what would you tell all the viewers, that what can they expect in times to come in terms of like, even more powerful hardware, or maybe in terms of applications being developed? Like, how exactly you see the future?
Well, first of all, our job is to make sure that actually we create a platform and put it in the hands of users to make this future possible. So the first part is they should expect much more capable hardware. Processing performance is going to increase. You need a new type of computing engines to run AI all the time. And the unique things that only Qualcomm can do is you'll be able to add all of this computing power, but you're not going to compromise battery life. You're not going to compromise form factor. You're not going to compromise terminal. Now, what will this technology really do for the users? And I think that's part of the conversation we had this morning. I think we are now very familiar with, we think in terms of apps, because that's the construct that got created for us for the smartphone transition. When we had feature phones, we didn't think in terms of apps. But now we get a computer, which is the smartphone has an OS, has an app store, and you have apps. That's your experience. That's going to change. That's going to be now an agent that is going to be there for you, and you're going to see use cases and applications building on top of the agent. So besides providing the now computing engine, we're going to see the creation of a whole new experience. And that's why I provide the example like a banking app,
Yes, exactly.
which everybody has it. You don't think of a banking app when you think about innovation, but you saw the innovation right there. How the agent is going to fundamentally change that experience.
It's much more natural to use that.
Yes, and that's going to be true for everything else. And that's what people are going to see. We're going to see a revolution. And now we see few tens of apps, or I shouldn't say apps, few tens of new AI experiences. That's going to become hundreds, and that's going to become thousands. That's going to become hundreds of thousands. And then we're going to see, yes, we can live without it. And I think that's no different what we've seen when we started to transition from feature phone to smartphones. It started like that, and we see exactly the same pattern right now.
We are just getting started in terms of AI, and I think the smartest smartphones are coming soon.
Yes.
Cristiano, one last question before I wind this up. Back in India, I talk to many of your users, and if I go on a street, maybe a smartphone store, and if I just ask that you would want to get a new smartphone, which processor would you pick? I would say more than 90%, the answer is always Qualcomm. Maybe they know the company Qualcomm, maybe they have no idea, but they know Snapdragon. So it's somewhere there. How do you take that response? Because I'm sure globally, it's not just about India, it's globally that people definitely have made their choices towards Qualcomm. Is it too overwhelming for you, or how exactly you take it?
No, look, first of all, it's humbling. And I think it's at the same time motivating about what we actually do makes a difference. But I will add to the answer, and especially in India, we have today a very mature smartphone consumer.
Yeah.
It's our inseparable device. It's our digital life is on this device that we have it with us.
India is this smartphone first country. I mean, people started their computing for the first time on a smartphone.
Yes, the smartphone had allowed people to have their experience with personal computer, the experience with the internet, and because of that, people are genuinely interested to understand what is making all of that possible, and they care about the processor. They want to understand the capabilities of the processor, and that is the reason we see so much interest with technology. And I think that's, like I said, that's not only phones. That is going to be in the PCs, into watches, into glasses, into cars. So it's exciting time. I think it shows that we're making a difference. At the same time, it's incredibly humbling for Qualcomm.
Amazing. So guys, there you have it. Cristiano straight, answering all the questions, and I think the best is yet to come. It's only when you have these new devices powered by the new chips coming from Qualcomm, and we get to experience all the potential that they pack in a small package with just our fingertips. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I have with me Don, who happens to be the Global Chief Marketing Officer at Qualcomm, and today we're going to talk about a lot of things, Don.
Right.
First things first, why Hawaii?
Well, Snapdragon Summit is kind of much a part of Hawaii, as Hawaii has become part of Snapdragon Summit. We've hosted this event years 2 through now 9 here in Hawaii, and it's been a really special place for a lot of reasons. One, it provides an amazing guest experience for all the global media and analysts and influencers. So I think you like that, appreciate that.
With these views.
With these views, amazing, right? And then on top of that, really we kind of triangulated the planet and where our guests were coming from. And we have a tremendous amount of guests from Asia, greater Asia. And then the US are kind of the most media that we've got. So we sort of picked a place kind of in between. And that's when Hawaii became the best option. We also look at things like infrastructure, right? Connectivity. And so we couldn't go too remote, but we wanted to just provide a really good sort of foundational location that checked all the boxes. Somebody notoriously is going to have to travel a really long way, no matter where you pick on the globe.
30 hours for me.
30 hours, yes. But that would be true if we moved too far west or too far east. But we really have enjoyed it. And the local folks that we work with here in Hawaii on the island, from the resorts that we're at here on Maui to just local vendors, it's been a great way for us to inject much needed economic help to an island that was just devastated last year by a massive wildfire.
I think as the naming goes, we all were expecting the 8 Gen 4 to come out. It didn't come, and it was the 8 Elite.
Correct.
What's behind this name?
Well, so here it is, obviously. We wanted to give credit to the monumental leap in CPU performance. It was not an iterative move. It wasn't even evolutionary, but it's more revolutionary. And CPU performance is so important in the computing space. Whether you're talking about a PC, a phone, those glasses that you have on, it's important, and so we wanted to give credit to that and credence to that. So we felt like our current or older naming architecture just didn't work for the monumental leap in CPU performance. We've also used the Elite sort of descriptor in our compute portfolio, and as our capabilities increase, we are looking to tier, some of our best performing platforms in a new way to cover off on more people's needs.
Don, one thing that caught my eye was this keyword, Orion. And what is so special about Orion CPU? Now it's in the 2nd generation. How you would say that it differentiates from the past?
Well, it's a custom-built CPU, right? So this is our 2nd generation of Qualcomm designing, building from scratch a custom CPU. And unlike some of the other parts of the ecosystem, we don't off-the-shelf this anymore. And so that's been a way to differentiate our platforms and deliver on the expectations of our customers and consumers in general with regards to performance, because we have this massive tidal wave of AI that we're starting to see. We have increased needs and expectations around gaming, around photography, around all these different places where people use their devices. And we felt like we needed to lean in and develop something custom.
I saw all these benchmark charts and clearly aware that this definitely has the potential to lead across all the charts. Right. The big question is, when in India can people expect devices powered by the 8 Elite?
Actually, very soon. Some of our partners will be launching here over the next several weeks.
Okay.
And India is definitely on the roadmap for before the end of the year, calendar year.
Okay.
So you'll start seeing devices from some of our amazing partners show up in India in the matter of weeks.
Guys, there you go, coming soon within this year.
That's right.
Don, it's not just about the flagship devices. In India, when you talk about the market, it's very diversified. We have smartphones ranging from, let's say, $100 all the way to $1,000 or like $1,500.
Correct.
Now, Qualcomm as a market leader, you definitely have these kind of products which kind of enable the flagship devices with flagship performance. But at the same time, I think you as a brand need to take care of the lower tiers as well. And that's when I think the 4S Gen 2 comes in place, because a 5G smartphone under $100 for the masses in India is a big move. So how, as a brand, do you kind of balance between what you need to provide in terms of a flagship grade processor, at the same time taking care of the masses and like democratizing the technology for them?
I think it's really important, the point that you're making about sort of democratizing technology. Of course, we pack a bunch of R&D into our premium tiered platforms. But then as we optimize, we tend to waterfall features. And as kind of the market adoption curve comes up, and our efficiency on our technology and our roadmaps increases, we hit an inflection point. You saw that with the 4S Gen 2, bringing 5G to a sub $100 price tier. So we look forward to doing that. That's why we have the 8 series, 7, 6, and 4, is because we do count on that waterfalling of features over time, so that we can take care of the broader market and bring kind of that Snapdragon love across to more people. And we're doing the same thing in compute, right? We've got our X Elite, which we launched first, and then we just launched 2 versions of X Plus. Those are going to bring PC prices down to sub $700 US dollars, and we're going to continue to also kind of create that curve in the PC space. So that's something that we've always had as sort of a benchmark for our own performance in the marketplace, is to how fast can we waterfall features to match with adoption.
I think that's what the reason is that people love Snapdragon so much, because I have asked people, and the first choice in terms of the chipset has, I would say, more than 90% has always been a Snapdragon. Does not matter if it's a 4, 6, 8, like which variant,
right?
But they would just want the Snapdragon.
Right.
Speaking of the event, one last question is that we have seen so many demos. Which happens to be your favorite demo at this event?
Wow, we've got some really unique ones.
Yeah.
So we have our Cityscape, which is really the platform's brought to life in a really kind of cool 3D AI-driven way. That's sort of the hub of our product experiences here at the show. But one of the more creative demos and product experiences we have is the pet camera features that we're showcasing AI because everyone knows how hard it is to make your dog or your pet sit still for a picture. So we've got, in partnership with the Humane Society here on Maui, we've got some puppies and some dogs, and we're showcasing these AI features on capturing your dog's best pose, and then also enhancing their ears and their fur and their smile, et cetera, like that, using AI. So it's a pretty clever and creative way to show off some of our latest and greatest camera features.
Ask me about this dog picture because I have a dog at home, and whenever I need to post just one photo, like a perfect photo on Instagram, I would take like 100 different photos. Someone's doing some actions near the camera so the dog can get attention, all that. I think now with these new devices coming in, just one photo would be enough for Google to post. Yeah,
I know. We did a family photo shoot once, and we had the dog in the family photo shoot, and just getting the dog to look straight at the camera took like 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was something distracting, and their sense of hearing is so sensitive that if they hear anything, they tend to turn. So this is going to come in super handy.
AI is for the rescue.
Yeah, for sure.
Don, thanks a lot. Thanks for all the details, and I really look forward to try on like all these devices myself, and just to explore that what you guys have packed in this small little chip, which kind of enables all those AI features in terms of camera or processing or the way we use smartphones in future. Thank you.
Yeah, and happy to invite you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
दोस्तों बस आई होप कि आपको वीडियो देख के जो क्रिस्टियानो ने हमको बताया, जो हमको डॉन ने बताया, काफ़ी कुछ नया सीखने को मिला हुआ। एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज़ यार कि मतलब ये वाले डिवाइसेस कितनी ज़्यादा पावर पैक कर रहे हैं अपने आप में कि मतलब द फ्यूचर इज़ डेफिनेटली एक्साइटिंग। आई एम एक्साइटेड। अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो तो नीचे कमेंट करना मत भूलना, लाइक और शेयर करना मत भूलना। मैं आपसे मिलता हूँ अगले वीडियो में। फिलहाल इतना ही। जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम।